passport bros will never not be pathetic to me.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Are Men Okay? I don't think they are.
Being single when all of your friends are in relationships genuinely hurts.
Gen Z, we are in a pre-man shortage, and I think we need to have this conversation. I think we need to talk about it. Gen Z,
Actually, that's a lie. We aren't in a pre-men shortage. You're overlooking the good ones.
Men are now checking out of relationships that no longer serve as assets to their life, but rather liabilities.
No, there's plenty of good men out here. The question to ask is, why aren't they pursuing you?
Why are older men staying single? Older men have already been through a lot.
At some point in life, a man chooses his resting place, peace or constant nagging. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Where are the men in San Francisco?
So how I overcame my loneliness was actually surrendering to it.
I am 44 years old and I am newly single after 24 years of marriage. It's wild out there, y'all.
The reason why men don't want to commit is because they
Just talking about dating. It's so hard.
What a real meanie. Where are the real men?
Why is dating so...
When the women started saying that we need men to change, some of the men decided they were going to go younger.
50% of men say that they are not looking for a relationship.
I agree.
I've got the counter to what you was just talking about, Kira. There is this movement that's been around for a while called migtow. Men going their own way. They believe that not to get in a relationship, don't get with a single mom, don't do it. Just don't do it. Oh. And unfortunately, when we're talking about this type of stuff, this is the reason why that is getting so big. Because unfortunately, there's so many of them out there that do this. There really is. And these guys don't believe in the nuclear family. They don't. Well, they want to be. They want to be in that family. They want that life. But they said with the way that feminism in society is right now, we're not going to do it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's so sad because I believe in that traditional intact family, that nuclear family.
Well, that's incorrect. These guys do believe in the nuclear family. What they don't believe in is being treated like walking wallets, just tools to be used. They don't believe in women who say they want a traditional lifestyle, only to later change their minds, leave, and take everything with them. It's all expectations, entitlement, and zero communication. Men are going their own way because they've had enough. For years, men were told that if they worked hard, provided, and stayed loyal, they'd get a loving wife and a stable home in return. But modern marriage has turned into a gamble where men take on all the risks while women hold all the power. A man can dedicate years to building a life with someone, only for her to wake up one day and decide she's not happy and leave, with the house and a good chunk of his paycheck. That's why men are opting out. They're choosing their peace, their freedom. They're done with the one-sided deal.
The disrespect from the American women, when it comes to the passport bros, you might ask, like, where did this start? Why is this going on? They say that they're dusty. They say they're losers. They're not worth keeping. So why are they speaking out about it? Well, it's because they're projecting. They are upset because they don't feel desired. Men are not approaching women or playing games with women like they used to. They've taken the red pill. They've woken up. And quite honestly, if I was a guy or if I had a son, I would advise him to go overseas.
I agree.
If you're a man and you're trying to date me and I hear the words, I took a nap, what are you doing taking a nap? Get the fuck up, get another job.
Are you stupid?
Why don't you get another job then? It's so weird how men aren't even allowed to rest.
Well, the truth of the matter is you don't want a wife. You want a slave.
They're seeking housemaids and house slaves.
Because let's not be obtuse. You're not there to find a wife or a partner. You're there to find a nanny, a cook, and a maid.
Want somebody with traditional values, which means that he wants a slave.
Are you stupid?
Yeah, no, that's incorrect. When a man say he's looking for a traditional wife, it doesn't mean he's looking for a slave. These Western women are just mad that men are going where they're wanted. It's crazy how the word traditional triggers so many modern women. They act like men are demanding servitude when all they really want is a loving, supportive partner, someone who actually respects them instead of treating them like walking ATMs. The truth is, these women are just upset because men aren't tolerating the nonsense anymore. They see men choosing women from cultures where femininity and partnership are still valued. And instead of reflecting on why that is, they just get mad. The entitlement is unreal. They want men to stick around and put up with their bad attitudes. But why would they when they have options? The passport bros movement, men dating abroad. None of that would even exist if Western women were actually treating men well. But they're not. And now they're watching men walk away and realizing too late that they aren't as irreplaceable as they thought.
If he makes me watch myself take it in the mirror, that shit is so hot, okay? Do you realize what you're doing to me? I'm just gonna be sitting there thinking, yeah, he owns me now.
The reason why men don't want to commit is because they feel like there's nothing to commit to. Like, women are not offering enough to commit to. They feel like, well, I'm the one that's doing this. I'm the one that's doing that. I'm offering this. I'm buying this. What you have to offer me?
A lot of women are asking, where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? Well, you're not sitting there asking what you've done to destroy the good in them. That maybe you've destroyed everything good in them because you've decided to weaponize their vulnerabilities. And now they don't want to do that anymore. They only want to show their fake strengths, and if they even have them. And if not, like you see them as weak. It's really a shame.
So where are all the single guys that are respectful and educated and want to take care of a woman and are not, mama's boys and have a good sense of humor and are not playboys? Where are they? Single ladies are looking for a good guy. Where are they?
No, actually, in today's dating scene, when a bunch of women are asking for good guys, it's because they're looking for help. Of course, that doesn't apply to all women, but for many it's not really about wanting a good man for who he is. It's about seeking financial security. It's a pattern that has shown itself countless times. Women passing up stable, genuine men, only to circle back when things aren't going their way. Instead of accountability, many of these women frame it as men aren't stepping up, or there are no good men left, when in reality, they just weren't interested in the good men when it mattered.
Every man I meet is always like, I just want peace. I just want a woman that gives me peace, leaves me alone, lets me do whatever I want, doesn't bother me. Let me tell you something. If you have complete peace, if things are really quiet, she doesn't like you.
I don't know if you can tell, but I've been crying. All the puffiness. Ugh, just talking about dating. It's so hard. Now I'll cry again. But as a 36-year-old single woman, there's just like so many things you have to consider. And some of my coworkers are telling me that I'm too picky, that I have too high of expectations. So I just want to know, like, what are the things that I should be able to expect? Like, where should my level of expectation be? What's too picky? What's an acceptable thing to feel like is a make or break?
Hi guys. A lot of women's absolute worst nightmare is the day when men wake up and realize their worth. Men are now checking out of relationships that no longer serve as assets to their life, but rather liabilities. Men are seeing the lack of gratitude and minimal to no reciprocity they encounter on a consistent basis from the other side. Men are struggling to keep up, and they're sick and tired of having to prove themselves over and over and over again, just to ensure the love and the loyalty of their woman. Masculine men are the guarding walls of our society, and they've done an outstanding job holding it together, even though they've been continuously shamed and ridiculed for the very qualities that make them men. A man wants his woman to be a place of solace and refuge, not another battle he has to fight.
I agree. I mean, why wouldn't men check out of dating when these are the types of women they have to deal with? The modern dating pool is filled with women who have sky-high expectations, but bring almost nothing of real substance to a relationship. These women don't want to build with a man. They want to cash in on one. They demand effort, but refuse to put in any themselves. Men are seeing the imbalance for what it is. They are tired of constantly giving while getting little to nothing in return. They've realized that no matter how much they provide, it will never be enough for women who always think they can do better. So instead of wasting their time and energy on women who only take, they're choosing to walk away. Whether that means focusing on themselves, avoiding relationships altogether, or seeking women who actually appreciate what a man has to offer.
Not gonna lie, if we start
talking and you get clingy right away, and you're constantly asking me how my day was. You're giving me compliments all the time saying how beautiful I am, and you're being over the top in the sense of like, you're letting me know I really, really like you. Baby, you better be so fucking careful doing that, because once I get attached, I get fucking attached. You are mine now, okay? Oh, you're so cute.
How are you a Christian, bro? You know perverse speech is actually
you have
a
like
sin?
50 mouth. Never lecture me about anything. Ever. Never, ever.
The only reason an Asian woman would marry you is because of the prospect of a better life.
You may or may not be able to speak English properly,
and if you want to call us uneducated and poor, that we will get any opportunity we can get just so we can get out of poverty. Men are supposed to be providers, so they are going to provide for their future partners and family. The bottom line is, we have what they are looking for. I don't understand where is the rage from these women coming from. Why are they even surprised their men leaving when they are the one who is causing it?
The rage from these women comes from the fact that men are choosing better women, women who are cooperative, appreciative, and willing to build something meaningful together. Instead of self-reflection, many modern Western women project their frustration outward, blaming men for their lack of success in relationships rather than acknowledging that their own attitudes and behaviors have pushed men away. Deep down, they know the problem isn't men. It's their refusal to adapt, to be accountable, and to embody the qualities that men actually value in long-term partners. This anger is rooted in regret and the realization that their independence and "I don't need a man" mindset have left them undesirable in the eyes of men who have options. Instead of changing, they double down on entitlement and shaming tactics, hoping to guilt men into choosing them. But the truth is, men have already moved on.
Like a lot of women say, oh, I don't dress for men, it's just for myself. So you would do this, all this exact shit if there was no man in the world. You walked outside, there was no man in the world. You would do your hair and makeup and dress like this and have your ass out? No, you would not.
No, I agree.
Some men will choose a life of solitude simply because they've been so hurt by women in the past. They don't know how to trust women, and honestly, they don't even know if it's worth it. So if this man is willing to let you into his heart and he's willing to work on things, he's going to require patience and reassurance. But know that if you're in that spot, he's not going to let you go.
If you live with your boyfriend and you pay half the rent, do not come onto this app and tell us the qualities that we need to look for in a good man.
Really? But why ever not?
Because you are not dating a man, you are dating your roommate.
Oh dear. Now, if we listen to what some women out there are saying in regards to their opinions about relationships, even within the confines of just dating, if a guy is not completely supporting the woman that is living with him, they will try to emasculate him by saying that he is no longer a man. How very progressive.
You are dating a feminine boy in his sprinkle era.
No. And I don't know when this idea exactly became popularized, but when a couple is just dating, neither one of them owe anything to the other in regards to financial support. They are dating. They are not married.
You have lost, and you are not qualified to speak on the topic of the qualities to find in a good man. I don't want to hear it from you.
Well, that's nice. However, I will continue to question the qualifications of some individuals out there that seem to think that the expectations for dating and marriage are the same in regards to finances.
But if a man pays for everything, what does that make the woman? A non-dependent adult child. I pay my own bills. I had a freeloader for a bit after I got divorced. Got rid of her. If I'm paying all the bills, I'm dating a child, not a partner, wanting all the benefits with none of the responsibilities, the entitlement. The world is doomed. The only qualities these types of women look for when searching for a good man are whether he has money and whether he's willing to spend it on them. To them, a good man isn't defined by his character, loyalty, or how he treats her. It's all about how much he can provide. They want a man who will shower them with gifts, cover all their expenses, and take care of their needs. Notice how, whenever these women talk about relationships, the first thing they bring up is whether or not he's paying the bills, taking them on expensive trips, or spoiling them. It's never about who the man is. It's about what he can do for them. And if he doesn't meet their financial expectations, he's suddenly not a real man, broke, or not good enough. But here's the catch. These same women who demand financial security often bring nothing to the table beyond their looks and a sense of entitlement. Completely insane.
I don't think our men are men anymore. I think they've gone soft, and I'm not sure why. Now, this is not about the abusers or the controllers or the narcissists, because that's a whole different ballgame. This is about healthy men, and I think they're afraid because women are rising at such a rapid rate. We are doing everything. We're the mothers, the carers, we're looking after the home, we've got the job, we're bringing in the money, we're doing it all. And by doing it all, we've actually cut the balls off our men, and they're afraid. They're too afraid to speak up because they may be labeled as abusive or controlling or narcissist. And so they're staying small and in the shadows. Thing is, we need our masculine men. They are our protectors. They are our providers. And right now they're not protecting and they're not providing. And I don't know where it's gone wrong, or what do we need to do to help our men rise and be the warriors that they were meant to be on this planet.
Can somebody explain to me why it is so hard to go to a sports bar to find actual seating to possibly meet a man who's going to buy me a drink?
Buy your own damn drink.
Let me know. My friend and I have gone to 3 different bars. Let me know.
Alright, let me break this down for you. Men don't go to sports bars to pick up women. Men go to sports bars, definitely not during divisional playoff weekend or conference championship weekend, to pick up women. Men go to sports bars to watch sports.
It's almost like it's not in the name. It's called a sports bar for a reason. That's why men are there, to watch sports and enjoy their drink. It's not some singles event club where guys are just waiting around to hand out free drinks to random women. What's actually sad is that this woman's only goal is going to these bars, not to have fun or enjoy the atmosphere, but to hope that some guy will buy her a drink. And when it doesn't happen, she seems shocked, as if men somehow owe her just for existing in the same space. It's a level of entitlement that's hard to ignore. Instead of realizing that men aren't falling for this outdated tactic anymore, she probably blames them, saying they're cheap or not real men. These places are safe spaces for men, just like women have their own spaces where they can unwind without being bothered. Sports bars are where men go to enjoy themselves, but now even that is being invaded by women who aren't there for the game, having a good time, or the camaraderie, but for handouts and free drinks.
I can nearly guarantee that if you are single for one reason and one reason only. You have a fear of commitment. So what? That one person didn't commit to you that you liked. If you can't find someone that can't commit to you, there are 100,000 other people who will. What needs to change are your values, your morals, and your boundaries. Likely, you probably have some attachment style stuff going on as well. Potentially avoidant, as most of our dating culture today is avoidant. But you could also be anxious as well.
We are tired of being used. The point of a relationship is to be committed. Hope this helps. Nah, I'm just unwilling to spend tons of money on a first date. I make my money for me. Nah, for most men, it's probably money. Cost to date, most women won't understand, since they're usually the ones getting their way paid.
I should be studying for my midterm tomorrow, but I literally can't stop thinking about how I will never find a man because our society's standards for men are so low that my standards are unrealistic.
Where are the men in San Francisco? Where are they? Not for me.
The reason why men don't respect you is because you talk too much.
And so speaks the voice of experience.
Just because they're a good person does not mean you have to force yourself to date them or even to like them. I've met men that have had great qualities, like amazing, top of the line, checked off each and every one of my boxes, successful, ambitious, generous, kind, treated me the way I deserve to be treated. But one, I wasn't attracted to them and I just simply couldn't get myself to like them in that way.
And for a long time, I was feeling guilty, like, dang, like, why don't I like him if he's everything that I've ever asked for? Like, the way he is and his qualities are everything I've ever wanted, but I just can't bring myself to like him in that way. That's when I realized that amazing people are brought my way, one, so I can see that the treatment I deserve is attainable, and two, that amazing people truly exist, and because they truly exist, settling for the bare minimum is not an option. There's people out there in the world that want to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, that want to love you, that want to do the things that you've always dreamed of a man doing for you, but it doesn't have to be them. Just because they're the first person that's come around to do something different because in the past all you've experienced is hurt and bare minimum, doesn't mean it needs to be them. It's just them to show you what you deserve, and that what you deserve is out there. Don't feel guilty for not liking a person that treats you well, because it's literally what you deserve.
Basically, she used those men. She found men who placed her on a pedestal, treated her right, and according to her, treated her the way she thought she deserved to be treated. Yet, even with all that, they still weren't enough for her. These weren't just any men either. They were successful, stable, and likely the kind of men most women claim to want. But that's the thing. When a woman has been conditioned to believe that she is always the prize no matter what, she will never truly appreciate a good man. She'll take his kindness, his resources, and his effort for granted, all while secretly believing she can still do better. No matter how much he provides, no matter how well he treats her, she will always be looking for the next best thing, convinced that something even greater is out there waiting for her. Just what kind of man are these types of women are looking for exactly because they're not on this planet?
I'm passing the phone to someone who likes their men 5'8" or shorter. It's me.
What a real man is. Where are the real men? Where are the real men at? The men, the real men.
Can men and women be friends? I definitely think they can. The guy I am seeing does not. I have a ton of guy friends, and there's nothing has ever happened, never will happen. We're just friends. But the guy I'm seeing feels like men and women cannot be friends. And I have other friends that think that too. What do you guys think?
No! It's gotten to the point with men where they actually don't even want to see you in real life. They want the fucking online game on their phone. Yeah, they will swipe up and talk to you for 6 months straight, and then you will never meet them. Or even better, you'll go on one date and be prepared to never talk to them again. They want fucking bitches on their phone. They just want littlest pet shops, little log-on game. Ooh, let me check out my Sims. Give them their attention and then be like, bye. It's bad. It's bad out there. I just gave one of the guys in my DMs a chance. I said, okay, fine, I will hang out with you. It's been real quiet since. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, she's walking in men's shoes. Now, I'm not saying ghosting is right, but this happens to both men and women. The difference is, when men get ghosted, they're just expected to suck it up and move on. But when it happens to women, suddenly it's a crisis, a sign that dating is broken or that men today don't know how to treat women. The irony is, the types of men these women are getting ghosted by are not the good guys. They're the ones playing the field, the ones with endless options. The very same kind of men that women chase after while ignoring the guys who would actually treat them well. It never seems to occur to them that maybe the problem isn't just men these days. Maybe it's who they keep choosing. But accountability is a tough pill to swallow, so instead, they complain about modern dating while repeating the same mistakes over and over again.
Tell me why every time I see a guy casually and I tell them my intentions, I'm like, I don't want anything serious, I don't want anything long term, they end up falling in love with me. And then the guys that I want something serious with and I tell them that, they end up leading me on and screwing me over. Make it make sense.
Black women do not have a problem with the passport bros. What we have a problem with is on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You're going over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king in all your mediocrity. Don't blame us for that.
Unlike Western women, women in other countries understand the value of partnership and cater to their men in a way that fosters mutual respect and appreciation. These women are raised with traditional values that prioritize building a strong, supportive relationship rather than competing with or demanding from their partners. Yet some Western women try to twist the narrative, claiming that men who seek relationships abroad are only doing so to take advantage of foreign women. This accusation is not only baseless but also hypocritical, considering that many Western women openly admit to using men for dates, gifts, and financial security. Oh, and let's not forget that they have many men on a roster on rotation. So, if anyone is taking advantage of men, it's the very women who demand resources without offering genuine love, support, or companionship in return. They refuse to self-reflect because the truth would be too painful to admit.
Okay, I need suggestions. Where are you all going to date or to meet people that isn't a bar and isn't the dating apps? I have been totally fine with being single, but I think it's time to actually try to meet people. So suggestions, I need your help.
Guess whose fault it is? The online dating apps suck. Yours. You can't look at online dating apps as having a plethora of available men that match up with you. It's like walking into a football stadium and expecting 90% of the men to be the men that are your type. Learn how to eliminate men quickly that don't match up with your values or your vibe. Online dating is like trying on shoes. Try on a pair that you think you like. If you don't like them, put them back on the shelf quickly and move on.
In America, 70% of the time, a woman will initiate divorce. And it gets even higher if it's an educated woman. They initiate divorce 90% of the time, which is kind of crazy. But from a guy's point of view, you got to look at, okay, well, if this did fail, whoever's the breadwinner, which typically still is the guy, then there will be a huge financial loss on this guy. There's also, if you did have kids, women are more likely to get custody of the children. The guy's going to lose in court. He's going to lose custody to his own kids. And because the woman has custody, he will now need to pay out a lot of money.
Pretty much, a man getting married in the West is signing his life away. That's the harsh reality he's pointing out. It's a legally binding contract that disproportionately favors women, leaving men vulnerable to financial ruin, false accusations, and emotional devastation. The risks are enormous. Divorce laws often ensure that a man loses half or more of his assets, gets hit with alimony and child support, even if she initiated the split, and in many cases is alienated from his own children. A single argument or a change in her emotions can lead to a man being kicked out of his own home, forced to start over from scratch while still being obligated to fund her lifestyle. I think by now many men have realized this, which is why they aren't getting married in the West anymore. This is why so many men are either avoiding marriage entirely or choosing women from cultures where marriage is still respected and where women appreciate and support their husbands rather than seeing them as disposable ATM machines.
This whole I'll be a good boy audio and men being in the comment sections do girls really like this? I'm so confused. I thought they wanted us to be strong and dominant and la 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 la. We do want that. We also, here's that level of nuance, we also want you guys to have a really big soft spot for us. We want you to almost grovel at our feet because you just like us that much. I feel like a lot of men these days are I'm the prize, I want to be chased, da, 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 da. You want to be a girl so bad. Obviously, there needs to be some balance between the two in the relationship. You both have to be equally obsessed with each other and love each other, equal amounts, yes. But to that audio, I think the understanding is that, yes, we want our men to lead us, but we also want them to, be an absolute simp at the same time.
I'm single now, and I realize that I will never be completely happy as long as I'm providing for somebody. I'm sorry, but it irks me to come home after I've been working, to see somebody sitting up on my couch and not doing shit, enjoying the fruits of my labor. The economy is a beast, and I worked hard to get to the place that I am today. I didn't have no handouts, I had to work hard for this shit. And I'd be damn if, I let somebody else come up in here and enjoy my shit without offering to contribute, to pay a bill up in this bitch. I'm trying to have something. I'm trying to own a home. You know, if the right woman come along, maybe a family with the right woman. But like I said, I need a partner that's gonna be a partner, not a dependent. You know, you can lean on me, I can lean on you. You know, if one of us need help, I got you, and vice versa. You know, that's how I know it's real. We both women. We both have the same needs. I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too. But I can't. Because I wouldn't have. The only time I'd be cool with being a provider for another adult is for my wife that's pregnant. But other than that, I'm not financially supporting another full able-bodied adult ever again. Because I realize that I'm never going to be happy doing that. If you don't own a pot to piss in, you can't come piss in my pots.
Oh wow, it seems like some women are finally getting tired of dating each other. This is something men have been saying for a long time, but whenever men bring it up, they're ridiculed, shamed, or told to man up. Yet now even women are admitting the same struggles, dealing with entitlement, unrealistic expectations, and the pressure to provide. This video right here proves that men aren't the problem. Even this woman is fed up with having to financially support another woman. It turns out the constantly paying for dates, covering expenses, and dealing with someone who only takes gets exhausting. Who would have thought? All I can say is, madam, welcome to a man's world. Welcome to the other side. This is exactly what men have been dealing with for decades. The expectation to provide, to always pay, to be financially responsible for someone who feels entitled to their resources without offering much in return. It's nothing new for men.
Nothing annoys me more than like when the person I want to talk to is not communicating with me, but everybody else and their mother is blowing up my phone. Like, please stop. Please shut the hell up. Stop calling me and stop texting me. Because any little notification that I get, I'm like, this is the one. This is the one. And it is not the one. It's not the notification. It's not the name that I'm expecting. It's not it. And it literally just pisses me off a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more.
Where are the men with dad bods? Genuinely, I want a man who has the biggest dad bod. I'm not coming to play. I am deadly serious. Where are they? Where they at, dough? Where they at, dough? Where they at, dough? Because I love a man with a dad bod. Okay, do you know why? I love a man whose stomach, you can't see his toes. There's something quite sweet and attractive about that. And number two, dad bods are 10 times funnier. The personality that comes with a dad bod, they just have the essence within them that is just so much more superior than someone who has a physique with abs. I'm so sorry. I am a gym goer. I respect people who put hours into their physique, but I know what it takes to get there. And I do not want to date someone like that. I don't want to date someone that has a meal plan and has to bring it chicken and rice to our date. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing it again, darling. So I want a dad bod. He's funny. He's cute. Their little stomachs, they're adorable. Like, I could just give him a hug. Oh, that's adorable. I love a man with a dad bod. Bring it here, baby!
The reason that the high maintenance women get the high value men is because they have standards and they speak up for their needs and their boundaries, and they will not accept anything less. A woman that knows what she wants and is willing to stick up for herself is super sexy. That takes a lot of confidence. A man then knows he has to be willing to offer her at the minimum what she's requesting.
The problem with this is that women will hear this message and think that they have to be high maintenance. Like, they have to be getting their nails done every week. They need to be getting their hair done every month. They need a weekly massage or drive an $80,000 car. And I don't know, wear Gucci. But that's not it. That's not what attracts a man. Now, I think that her definition is just off, because what she's explaining is not a high maintenance woman necessarily. Because you can be a woman that is confident, sets boundaries, and upholds your values. And that will be attractive to a man, especially if you value loyalty and reciprocation.
Some of these so-called high-value women actually manage to attract high-value men, but it usually doesn't last. Why? Because they bring the exact same entitled mindset that this woman just described. What that woman described wasn't the values of a high-value woman. It was entitlement disguised as standards. When a man hears a woman say, "This is not what I deserve," or "I won't settle for less," it often signals a major red flag. Because usually the women who talk like this aren't bringing anything exceptional to the table themselves. And that's why these relationships don't last. These women don't want to be partners. They want to be beneficiaries. The moment a man stops worshipping them or refuses to bend to their every demand, they'll label him as not enough and start looking for the next best option. At the end of the day, it's not men who are losing out. It's these women. They waste their prime years chasing an illusion of endless options, only to end up alone, wondering why the men they once had no longer want anything to do with them.
Have you ever noticed how women will never fully commit to a relationship, but the moment you talk to another woman, you're the villain? Like, you hear them say, "I'm single until I'm married," but they want their boyfriends to be fully loyal and committed to the relationship. You want your man to be only yours. You want to be the only woman in his life, but then you don't want to put your eggs in one basket. A woman will be dating a good guy for months or years, collecting all the attention, enjoying all the perks that comes with relationships, but still entertaining other guys on the side. They always want backup plans. They don't want to risk. Like, they don't want to risk dating only one guy. And that's exactly why they keep multiple men orbiting. One for emotional support, one for money, one for fun, one for attention. But you, her boyfriend, she wants you to drop every woman in your life and worship her alone. And the craziest part is, even when she's in a very serious relationship, she'll still be talking to other guys. But you, if you as much as like another woman's picture, maybe on social media or something, you're suddenly cheating. Well, men are playing smarter now though. They are no longer falling for the trap of talking stages that never end. They are no longer being exclusive to a woman who is secretly keeping her options open. You guys should wake up, sha. Women are only loyal to their feelings, not you. If you're not making her feel a certain way she wants, she will keep looking. And that's why you must put yourself first. Are you a loyal guy to a woman that is keeping her options open? Or are you a guy that is also keeping your own option open?
This is true. And it's insane how many women openly say, "I'm dating him, but he's not my husband," as if that somehow justifies keeping their options open while expecting him to remain loyal. It's a blatant double standard. She wants the security of having a committed man investing in her, but she refuses to give him the same level of commitment in return. It's like she wants the benefits of a relationship without any of the responsibility that comes with it. What's even worse is that this mindset is normalized. Women are out here entertaining other men, keeping backups while their boyfriend remains faithful, and they see nothing wrong with it. Meanwhile, if a man so much as looks at another woman, he's labeled a cheater, a liar, or someone who wasn't serious about her. It's a pretty sick mindset, because what's the point of a relationship if loyalty isn't mutual? If she's constantly keeping one foot out the door, waiting for a better option to come along, then why get with a man anyway?